Hi guys, I just want to touch base a little bit with yesterday. I'm a member of a reptile. I was a member of a reptile rehoming site on Facebook, and I posted a picture of my savannah monitor enclosure for the one that I rehomed, the one that's on my other videos. So the admin on this site, I'm not going to mention any names, but said I'm not providing the bare minimum for the savannah monitor. Bear in mind, the savannah monitor is just shy of 3 foot. The enclosure I've built him is 7.8, so that's just shy of 8 foot. It's nearly 3.5 foot deep and 3 foot high. Now, for me and in my experience, I think that's ample, but I can't understand where this person's information is coming from. There's so much information out there about savannah monitors. You know, you do one thing, another place says do another. Do what you think is right for your lizard. Set it up, let your lizard roam. If things don't seem right, change it. We can only provide things for our animals as best to our ability, and that is exactly what I have done for my savannah monitor. I have provided everything I can, room-wise. They mentioned if you knew anything about savannah monitors, you would know they're burrowing species. Okay, yeah, I've read that. And they said, oh, well, how have you got 2 foot of substrate in there for the savannah monitor to bury? Right, I'm pretty sure savannah monitors don't walk around in the wild going, right, I'm not going to dig there because that's not 2 foot. No way, I've had enough. No way, it's not good enough. So what I have done is I've buried a 5-inch drain pipe at the back, going along the back stretch of his viv. It's under about 1.5 depth of soil and substrate, so he can burrow if he needs to. They didn't bother to ask, they just looked at a picture and said blah 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 blah, I'm not providing the bare minimum. I think I provided more than enough. If you follow this this channel, you know that I take care of my reptiles. I give them the best of what I could possibly give. The enclosure, I mean, my one veiled male chameleon, Ernie, he's in a 5 foot long, 5.5 foot high and 3.5 foot deep viv on his own. That's just for him. My male panther chameleon is in a 4 foot viv, 4 foot wide, 5.5 foot high and 3.5 foot deep, and he's in there on his own. My other chameleon here, she's only a baby. She's this big. She is in a 4 foot high, 2.5 foot deep and 2.5 foot wide on her own. My Nile monitor, she's this big. She's in this viv here, 3 foot long, 2 foot deep, 2 foot high. She's lost in there. I give them more than enough space. So if that person ever views my channel, please unfollow. I don't want you to hang around. You shouldn't be around reptiles if you get all your information from the internet and take that as gospel. I'm a hands-on person. If I get my reptiles and put them in an enclosure, I will watch their behaviour. I will watch what they do. If I see them go into one corner and digging that corner, or trying to go further, I might extend, or I might make it deeper. I will watch what my reptile needs. I know my reptiles and I know what they want, and I will give them exactly what they want. So, on that note, I'm fed up of Facebook warriors, I'm fed up of keyboard warriors. If people think, well, it's only one person so far, just this one person, but it's got my backup. My hackles are up. So I just wish that one person could come round and have a look at the way I keep my reptiles, and they would leave here with their mouth shut and their tails between their legs, because I go above and beyond for my reptiles. So yeah, I'm no longer a member of that group. They deleted me before I could reply. So yeah, and the funny thing is they've got a picture of their monitor. I don't know what it is. It looks like a small water monitor in, like, well, the tank, I don't know how wide the tank is, but looking at the tank, it's only 2 foot deep, like depth wise. You can see because it's on full stretch. They also said that the Nile monitor enclosure I'm building outside, bear in mind my Nile monitor is this big, the enclosure I'm building is 13 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot high. And they said, how is that ever going to be big enough for a monitor that's going to get to 8 foot? That's going to be a long, long, long time before that monitor gets to 8 foot. At the moment, she's this big. It's going to be finished later on, you know, in the next couple of months. I'm not going to put her in there. She's going to have a 150 gallon pond in there with a filter system and a waterfall. I don't know whether it's jealousy, whether this person's looked at what I'm building or the room that I have to keep my reptiles, and they're seeing it and going, fair enough, I'm jealous, so I'm gonna find every fault. If I've made faults, constructive criticism accepted, perfectly accepted. I am by no means an expert at all, but I am an expert on my reptiles, the ones that I keep. So, on that note, happy days.